buried with Christian burial when she fully seeks her own salvation. I tell thee, she is therefore made her grave straight. The crowner hath sat on her and finds its Christian burial. How can that be, unless she drown herself in her own defense? Why this found so? It must be say offended, it cannot be else. For her lies the point if I drown myself wittingly. It argues an act, and an act hath three branches. It is to act, to do, and to perform argal she drowned herself wittingly. Nay, but hear you, goddamn Delver. Give me leave. Here lies the water, good. Here stands the man, good. If the man go this water and drown himself, it is, will he kneel he goes. Mark you that. But if that water come to him and drown him, he drowns not himself. Argal, he that is not guilty of his own death, shortens not own his life. But is this law? Ay, Mary, is it, crown request law? Will you have the truth on that? If this had not been a gentleman woman, she should have been buried out of Christian burial. Why, there thou sayest, and the more pity that great folk, she should have countenance in this world to drown or hang themselves more than there even Christian come, my spade. There is no ancient gentleman but gardeners, ditchers and grave makers. They hold up Adam's profession. Was he a gentleman? Oh, was the first that ever bore arms. Why he had none? What art at hidden? How dost thou understand the scripture? The scripture says, Adam digged. Could he dig without arms? I'll put another question to thee. If thou answerest me not to the purpose, confess thyself. Go to. What is that he builds stronger than either the mason, the shipwright, or the carpenter? The gallows maker, for that frame outlives 1,000 tenants. I like that wit well, in a good faith, the gallows does well, but how does it well? It does well to those that do ill. Now thou dost ill too, that says the gallows is built stronger than the church. Argal, the gallows may do well to thee. To it come again. Who builds stronger than a mason, a shipwright, or a carpenter? Aye, tell me that, and unyoke. Mary, now I can tell. To thee, Mass, I cannot tell. Cudgel thy brains, no more about it, for your dole as will not mend his pace with beating, and when you are asked this question, next say, a grave maker, the houses he makes last till doomsday. Go, get thee in, and fetch me a stoup of liquor. In and out, when I did love, methought it was very sweet, to contract, oh, the time, for I might behold, oh, methought, there was nothing of meat. Has this fellow no feeling of his business that seems at grave making? Custom have made it him a property of easiness. This and so the hand of little employment hath that daintier sense. But age with his stealing steps hath caught me in his clutch, and hath chipped me into the land, as if I had never been such. The skull had a tongue in it, and could sing once, how the knave yawls it is to the ground, as if 'twere Cain jawbone that did the first murder. This might be the pate of a politician, which this ass now overreachers. One that would circumvent God, might it not? It might, my lord. Or of a courtier which could say, good morrow, sweet lord. How dost thou, sweet lord? This might be my lord such a one, that praised my lord such a one's horse, when he meant to beg it, might it not? Ay, my lord. Why and so and now my lady worms chapless and knocked about the mansard with a sexton's spade. Here's the fine revolution, and we had the trick to see it. Did these bones cost no more the breeding, but to play at logats with them mine act on a pickaxe and a spade, four end a shroud and shit. Oh, pit of a clay for it to be made, for such a guest is met. There's another, why may not that be the skull of a lawyer, where be his quiddits now, his qualities, his cases, his tenures, and his tricks? Why does he suffer, this mad knave, now to knock him about the sconce with a dirty shovel, and will not tell him of his action of battery? This fellow might be in time a great buyer of land, with his statuses, his recognitions, his fineness, his double vouchers, his recoveries. Is this the fine of his fines, and the recovery of his recoveries? to have his fine paid full of fine dirt. Will his vouchers vouch him no more of his purchases, and double ones too, than the length and breadth of a pair of indentures? The very conveyance of his land will scarcely lie in this box, in months the interior himself have no more. Ha! Not a jot more, my lord. Is not parchment made of sheep skins? Ay, my lord, and of calf skins too. They are sheep and calves which seek out assurance in that. I will speak to this fellow whose grave desire. Mine, sir. Oh, a pit of clay for to be made, for such a guest in meat. I think it be thine, indeed, for thou liest is in it. You lie on it, sir, and therefore it is not yours for my part. I do not lie in it, yet it is mine. Though those lie in it to be is inti and say it's thine, this for the dead, not for the quick, therefore thou liest. This a quick lie, sir, 'twill away again, from me to you. What man does dig it for? Fuck it. What man does thou dig it for? For no man, sir. What woman then? For none neither. Who is this to be buried in it? One that was a woman, sir, but rest her soul, she is dead. How absolute that knave is! We must speak by the card, or equivocation will undo us. By the Lord, Horatio, these 3 years I have taken note of it. The age is grown, so peaked that the toe of the peasant comes so near the heel of the courtier. He galls his kive. How long hast thou been a grave maker? Of all that day, the year, I came to know that the day that our last king Hamlet overcame Fortinbras. How long is that since? Cannot you tell that? Every fool can tell that. It was the very day that young Hamlet was born. He that is mad, and sent into England. I marry. Why was he sent into England? Why, because I was a mad. I shall recover his wits there, or if I do not, this is not a great matter there. Why? 'Twill not be seen in him there. There the men are as mad as he. How came he mad? Very strangely, they say. How strangely? Faith, and with losing his wit. Upon what ground? Why, here in Denmark I have seen Sexton here, man and boy, 30 years. How long will a man lie in the earth here root? Faith, if it be not rotten before I die, as we have many pocky courses nowadays that will scarce hold the laying in. I will last you some 8 year or 9 year. A tanner will last you 9 year. Why he more than another? Why, sir, his hide is so tan with his trade that I will keep out of water a great while. And your water is a sore decayre of your whoreson dead body. Here's a skull now, hath lain earth 20 years. Whose was it? A whoreson mad fellow it was. Whose do you think it was? Nay, I know not. A pestilence on him for a mad ruggle. I poured a flagon of French on my head once. This same skull, sir, was your skull, the king's jester. This? Yes, that one. Let me see. Alas, poor Yorick! I knew him, Horatio, a fellow of infinite jest, of most excellent fancy. He hath borne me on his back 1,000 times. And now how abhorred in my imagination it is, my gourd rises as it. Here hung those lips that I have kissed, I know not how oft. Where be your gibes now, your gambols, your songs, your flashes of merriment, that weren't to set the table on a roar? Not one now, to mock your own grinning. Quiet, the table shall fallen. Now get you to my lady's chamber, and tell her, let her paint an inch thick. To his favor she must come. Make her laugh at that. Pretty, Horatio, tell me one thing. What's that, my lord? Dost thou think Alexander looked old-fashioned in the earth? And so, and smelled so, ha? And so, my lord, to what basis you use may return. Horatio, why might not imagination trace the novel dust of Alexander till a finding its top in a bunghole? 'Twere to consider too curiously. To consider so. No faith, not a yacht. but to follow him thither with modesty enough, and likelihood to lead it, as thus Alexander died, Alexander was buried, Alexander returned into dust. The dust is earth, of earth we make loam, and why of that loam, whereto he was converted, might they not stop a beer barrel? Imperial Caesar, dead and turned to clay, might stop a hole to keep the wind away. With that earth which kept the world in awe, that earth which kept the world in awe, should patch a wall to expel the winter's flaw. But soft a well, here comes the king. The queen, the courtiers, who is this they follow? And with such maimed rites, this doth betoken, the course they follow did with this pirate hand, for do it own life, do as of some estate, couch, we a while and mark. What ceremony else? That is Laertes, a very noble youth mark. What ceremony else? Her obsequies have been as far and large, as we have warranty her death was doubtful, and but the great command that order she should in ground unsatisfied have lodged, till the last trumpet for charitable prayers, shards, flints, and pebbles should be thrown on her. Yet she is allowed her virgin krantz, her maiden instruments, and bringing home of bell and burial. Must there no more be done? No more be done, profane the service of the dead, to sing a requiem and such rest to her, as to peace parted souls. Let her eat earth, and from her fair and unpolluted flesh may violet spring. I tell thee, churlish priest, a meanest ring angel shall my sister be, when thou liest howling. What? The fair Ophelia?
Sweets to that sweet farewell. I hope thou shouldst have been my Hamlet's wife. I thought thy bread bed to have decked, sweet maid, and not hast strewed thy grave.
Oh, treble woe, 10 times, treble on that cursed head, whose wicked deed thy most ingenious sons deprived thee of hold of the earth a while, till I have caught her once more in my arms. Now pile your dust upon the quick and dead, till of this flat a mountain you have made, though O stop old Pelion, or the skyish head of blue Olympus. What is he whose grief bears such an emphasis, whose phrase of sorrow conjures the wandering stars, and makes them stand like wonder-wounded heroes? This is I, Hamlet the Dane. The devil take thy soul! Thou praise not well. I prithee, take thy fingers from my throat. For though I am not splendid and rash, yet have I in something dangerous, which let thy wisdom fear hold of thy hand.
Yeah.
Pluck them asunder.
Hamlet, Hamlet!
Gentlemen. Good my lord, be quiet. Yeah. Why? I will fight with him upon this theme until my eyelids will no longer wag.
Oh, my son, what theme?
I loved Ophelia. 40,000 brothers could not with all their quantity of love make up my sum with will thou for her. Oh, he is mad, Laertes.
For love of God, forbear him.
Swound, show me what thou I'll do. Would weep, would fight, would fast, would tear thyself, would drink up isle, eat the crocodile, I'll do it. Those thou come here to whine, to outface me with leaping in her grave. Be very quick with her, and so will I. And if thou prayed of mountains, let them throw. Millions of acres on us, till our ground, singing his spade against the burning zone, make us like a ward, nay, and all thou mouth. I'll run as well as thou.
This is mere madness, and thus a while that fate will work on him. Anon, as patient as a female dove, when that her golden couplets are disclosed, his silence will sit drooping.
Hear you, sir. What is the reason that you use me thus? I love you ever, but it does not matter. Let Hercules himself do what he may. The cat will mew, and dog will have his day. I pray thee God, Horatio, wait upon him. Strengthen your patience in our last night's pitch. We'll put the matter to the present's push. Good Gertrude, see some watch over your son.
It's going down, I'm yelling timber. You better move, you better dance. Let's make a night